What's up, NFL fans? I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and don't forget to check out and purchase your copy of our latest football game plan book, Stiff Arming Football Myths. We have these available in both PDF and paperback form.
For the Giants in this ball game, it's very important that they establish balance on offense. We know this is why the Giants had so much success earlier in the season. They were able to run the football effectively, operate off play action, and it made defenses struggle to try to defend them. So they have to establish the balance early versus the Seahawks. And I would say you have to win on the front side of that Seahawks offensive line. Right now, they're struggling at right guard and at right tackle. And if you're going to have any success in this ball game, it will have to come from pressuring on the front side. And offensively, it's all about flooding the zone. You're going to see a lot of cover 3, a lot of cover 1. Flooding the zone helps you out offensively, getting more guys that they can cover in that area. That's simple football. That's football 101. And that's exactly what the Giants have to do in order to win this game. And the Seahawks have to get back to playing Seahawks football. That's dominating the line of scrimmage, running the football, operating off play action. If they can't play Seahawks football offensively speaking, they're going to struggle versus New York. And they also have to have their hands up at the line of scrimmage. As talented of a quarterback Eli Manning is, he tends to flatline his passes, which could result in the tip passes and interceptions for that Seahawks defense. And they have to set the tone early versus those giant wide receivers. We saw last week versus Indianapolis a lot of alligator arms. Once they got hit early in that ball game, guys didn't want to go across the middle. If they can set the tone early, it bodes well for them playing effective pass defense throughout the course of the matchup.
This week versus Seattle, it's going to be important for the Giants to defeat cover 3. That's the one thing you always hear about when the team is facing the Seattle Seahawks. And I'm going to show you how they can utilize the turn route versus the cover 3 defense, which could generate a big play or at least help these guys stay on the field on third down. I'll show you what we're talking about here. Tight formation. We're going to have 2 wide receivers to the weak side because the strong side is here where the tight end is located. We're going to run short play action fake with the quarterback. And how we're going to get this done on the backside, what we're doing, we're just going to have this guy block. So we're going to hold the safety and the nickel back in place here. And what we're doing attacking front side, we're going to bring a short motion over here. And once he gets in between the outside leg of the tackle and in between the inside leg of the receiver here, we're going to snap the football. He's running the split. He's going to try to split the strong safety as well as the cornerback. And we're going to have the back right here run the shoot route. Boom, he's running the shoot. And now we have the turn route ran by the open, the guy at the top of the quote-unquote bunch. So what we're doing here is trying to influence the strong safety to either buzz over on the shoot route, leaving the turn route open, and we're taking away the corner because we're running the split with the receiver right here that came in motion. So again, everything is giving Eli Manning a two-way go. He can either hit the shoot route, which could be a tight end, or if they want to get creative, put a wide receiver there or a running back, or he can hit the turn route. Because again, this could be Odell Beckham Jr. because again, this is a guy that can make a quick, he can catch the football and make one miss quickly, and he's explosive after the catch. So you want to try to get him the football quickly, and I think the turn route versus this cover 3 would be a great way to do so. And that's one way they can attack this coverage this week versus Seattle and have big plays in the passing game versus a very tough Seahawks defense. Versus the New York Giants secondary, I'm going to show you how the Seattle Seahawks can run dual slants with the stick route concept and try to influence the safeties, or reading off the safeties and deciding where they want to go with the football. I'll show you what we're talking about here. You see how we spread the set a little bit, try to expand that Giants defense. And what we're going to run dual slants on the backside with the stick combination right here, and we're running a post front side with the receiver there. So this is one way we can influence the safeties. We're going to read both safeties, and it allows Russell Wilson to make an easy decision and get the football in the hands of one of his playmakers. So as the cadence starts to wind down, we're going to bring the outside receiver in a motion. We're going to try to bring him inside leg of the receiver that's tight to the line of scrimmage, and at the snap of the ball, he's running a quick slant. We're going to have this guy bend and run a quick slant. So here's the read. If these safeties stay over top, which means they stay in their deep cover 2, so to speak, coverage, that means one of these slants will be wide open. Your job as a quarterback is to find the softest coverage, which could be this guy right here, or even this guy if he tries to wall off the inside slant right there. So you have your easy reads on the backside. Now what you're doing front side is reading this safety. You're running a stick route, which is basically a turn route by the tight end. That's an easy throw. It's a 3-step drop. Tailback is going to block. So you have a 3-step drop with your slants on the backside, your stick route right here. Now, if this safety wants to come and squeeze the stick route, guess what you have going behind it? The skinny post, and that's the biggest read for Russell Wilson. You have your built-in check down with your stick. You have your built-in quick pass on the left side because you have a 3-step drop, and you have the potential for the big play on the front side with the skinny post reading the safety on this side, which could be a strong safety or a free safety. It depends on however they want to do it. If you want to occupy this backer, you can have this back check out right there, just a little flare out, so that way he's not coming off the edge, giving you an extra 2 seconds in the pocket, because now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 with 5 blocking 4. So that's one way they can have success this week versus the Giants. Again, dual slants on the backside, a stick combination on the front side with the post going behind it could lead to a big play in the passing game for the Seahawks.
The Giants linebackers have to do a better job in coverage. Last week versus Indy wasn't their best game, and here on this over route, Hakeem Nicks will pass through the Giants zone untouched, and the near linebacker didn't get a decent enough drop to force Nicks to expand his route, and the other linebacker got lost in coverage and allowed his man to go free. And as we run it, you'll see a complete second-level bust miscommunication that led to a big game for Nicks. And the Giants linebacking core, they're capable, but they have to do a better job in both communicating and executing versus the Seahawks passing game. I love what Seattle does out of the spread formation. They dictate coverage. You see here versus Oakland, a great example of this. The Hawks are in an empty set with the Raiders matching up in what looks like cover 1, with the Mike linebacker being responsible for Russell Wilson. And what that does is allow Wilson to find the ideal individual matchup, which in this case was Marshawn Lynch versus a linebacker. And as we run the tape, it's nothing fancy. It's just playing the numbers game. But this is the benefit of having a mobile quarterback that won't show up in the stat sheet. Being able to dictate coverage levels the playing field. It makes it an 11-on-11 game, and it makes you much tougher to defend. James Barr at Rage Fury 100 asked the question, can you put some commentary in the Seahawks one about what you think has been wrong with our defense overall in 2014? Well, I think the biggest issue has been the over-aggressiveness, which then leads to coverage bust, the loss of gap integrity versus the run, and getting beat looking in the backfield. One example was last week versus Oakland on the goal line. Off of the zone read, you'll see Derek Carr pull the football, tight end Michael Rivera comes clear, and the Hawks are in some sort of matchup zone. Now, KJ Wright's responsibility is to slow read the quarterback, and you see 2 defenders chase the quarterback, and Sherman jumps to the flat. He controls that flat, and Earl Thomas leaves his area to chase. Now, it could be the fault of Wright or it could be the fault of Thomas on that play, but the major point is that these types of mental and coverage breakdowns will happen when you're pressing to make a play defensively, and in my opinion, that's been the problem for the Seahawks defense this year. The biggest X factor in this football game for the Giants will be their linebacking core. Not only will they have to play discipline versus Russell Wilson, but they also have to meet the rubber at the road versus the running game and play effective pass defense. They're going to be tested in all 3 facets of linebacker play this week versus Seattle, so they have to have their A game ready to go. And for the Seahawks, I think Earl Thomas will be the biggest X factor in this matchup. When you're facing a team like the Giants that love to stretch the field with 4 wide receiver sets, sometimes empty, it puts a lot of strain on your free safety. They're going to challenge your range in this matchup. So look for Earl Thomas to play a huge role, having to get from sideline to sideline to get over the top of these routes that the Giants love to run. I like the Seahawks in this ball game. I don't believe the Giants have the running game to cause enough trouble for this Seahawks defense, so I think they'll play the run on the way to the quarterback, get even more aggressive on the outside versus those wide receivers, and be able to slow down that Giants offense. I think what you'll see offensively is for Seattle to get back to what they do well, which is running the football and operating off play action. So I look for the Seahawks to take care of business versus the Giants.
What's up, fantasy football fans? I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. For all of your starts, sits, fantasy football notes, news, and tidbits, tune into our podcast, Football Game Plan Starting Lineup, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on our Football Game Plan Radio Network, which is located at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.
And I also want to give a huge shout out to Seahawk fan forums and Giant fan forums for always showing Football Game Plan support.